And tell me how much time I have so that I don't run the clock.
About 15 and ask for questions. Usually at 7 or 7:10 we
7:10.
break and go into for our teacher.
Will do. Thank you so much. All right, we'll abbreviate everything that I collected here. I pray that my voice is legible. So, thank you, Maharaj, for having me today. Taking a chance on me.
Thank you for coming.
This is very nice.
Try to get it.
Okay. Yes, turn the volume up to 11 so I can get some help.
I think
All right.
we got a little bit more space.
It's a privilege. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Srimad Bhagavad Gita, text, chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge. I'll bring it right up here. Text 34. Tatvidi pranipatena. Yes, please.
Tatvidi pranipatena.
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Upadekshanti te jnanam.
Upadeshanti te jnanam.
Jnaninas tatvadarshinaha.
Jnaninas tatvadarshinaha.
Tatvidi pranipatena.
Tatvidi pranipatena.
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Upadekshanti te jnanam.
Upadeshanti te jnanam.
Jnaninas tatvadarshinaha.
Jnaninas tatvadarshinaha.
Tatvidi pranipatena.
Tatvidi pranipatena.
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Upadekshanti te jnanam.
Upadekshanti te jnanam.
Jnaninas tatvadarshinaha.
Jnaninas tatvadarshinaha.
We don't have it on the board or anything. Do people use their phone? Do we go back and forth with,
Some people use their phone, some people will.
or should we just go right to the word for word, or what do you recommend?
Just, you can read the translation and the purport, I think it's probably.
Thank you so much. All right. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada's purport. The path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession from the Lord himself. No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following this principle of disciplic succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master, and a person in the disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciple. No one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as is the fashion of the foolish pretenders. The Bhagavatam 6.3.19 says, Dharma tu sakshat bhagavant pranitam. The path of religion is directly enunciated by the Lord. Therefore, mental speculation or dry arguments cannot lead one to the right path. Nor by independent study of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. one has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender. And one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant, without false prestige. Satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. This is the most important line in the whole purport. Satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. Inquiries and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. One must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master. And when he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. In this verse, both blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. Not only should one hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him in submission and service and inquiries. Submission, inquiries, service. A bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind toward the disciple. Therefore, when the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries becomes perfect. Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakaru Anmelitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shtapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Svabadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utaparakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajana Saitam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vikshakan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karana Sindhu Dino Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Trubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. There's so much knowledge available everywhere. So many different sources. Knowledge seems to be coming at us from all different directions. Sometimes when we're not quite ready for it, we drive down the highway and there's a billboard flaring at us. So, what knowledge is worth pursuing? Practical knowledge is always good. I saw my son on his construction job last month. He's a contractor, and I said, Cole, I've never seen you do this kind of railing before, the suspension railing. This isn't brand new. I said, where did you learn how to do that? Said, oh, no problem, Mom. I just go on YouTube. Everything is there on YouTube. It's all ready. So this is good use of knowledge. Actually, all material knowledge is known as Vishaya Gyan. Vishaya, which means that which is temporary. It has its applications. We need to build railings. But as devotees, We have seen so much. We have been through so many lifetimes. We think about the knowledge that we've acquired. What knowledge was really practical for us? What knowledge made a difference to our soul that really satisfies us? There's only one kind of knowledge that can do that, and that is called Divya Gyan. Divya Gyan, which means pure knowledge, divine knowledge, eternal. My Gayatri initiating guru, His Holiness Radhanath Swami, told me that for this verse, 434, is one of the most significant verses of all the scriptures of the world, because it gives the basic principle by which this Divya Gyan can be understood. The most valuable knowledge. How do you get it? Do you look at billboards? Do you go on YouTube? You get it one-on-one from a spiritual master. This is the process that has come to us through our Guru Parampara. So it's up to us to choose the right authority for our knowledge. Arjuna was looking for knowledge when he was on the battlefield. He was in anxiety. He was being asked, against his will, to kill his own relatives. How do I do this? Is this a smart move? Is this authorized? How do I know? So he was in real confusion and conflict. Conflict, my Guru Maharaj says, if there's no conflict in your life, you are not on the spiritual path. There's going to be plenty of conflict coming your way. That's the nature of this material world that we're in. So, like Arjuna, we are also in the hot seat. Where do we find out what's the right route to take? So, conflict is two options here. First option, be a normal person. Immerse yourself in family life. Go to the temple, maybe once a week. This is what we can do. That's all that's required. After all, we're here to enjoy. Do not become too much involved in spiritual life. You may lose so much. It might be too costly. For most people, to be extremely dedicated to God, this is considered not normal. Not normal. Second option, to nurture association with those. We're all sitting here because we want to nurture that association. With those who remind us of Krishna's request, Sarva Dharma Parityaja, Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Krishna is asking each one of us to abandon all varieties of religion, all cultures, all your comforts, all your traditions, all your habits, and just do as I say. I shall protect you from any negative reactions. In other words, we must be one-pointed crazy for Krishna. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Ki Jai. So Arjuna has been contemplating this. Where do I go? What do I choose? He might have been asking himself, why do I even need a teacher? He's so flustered, he says, why do I even need a teacher? I can figure this out by myself. I don't want anyone who's going to come between me and God. He's talking to Krishna. I don't want anyone to come between me and God. But the guru that he's actually seeking is sitting right there next to him in the chariot. He's going to discover this. The guru does not come between Arjuna and God. The guru comes to remove what is between you and God. He's expert. He's expert. What is between us and God is a wall of misconceptions, unwanted desires, and big false ego. This is why we're in conflict all the time. So, the helpless position that we find ourselves in, with the world's disappointment, when we keep making decisions on our own, this is what happens over and over. We're disappointed, we're in danger. We rely on our free will, but our free will is not enough. It's too minute. It's too minute. The head is so small. How can we properly make decisions for such a precious gift as our life? We need guidance. An intermediary is required for this most subtle kind of perception of the truth. An intermediary that's not going to give us something tentative, but an intermediary who's familiar with that which is forever, that which is eternal, the eternal values and truths. These are the only things that are good for our soul. A bona fide guru is delegated and empowered to reinstate all misguided souls to their best interests. Sri Guru. Sri Guru is a coach. Sri Guru is not a critic. Anyone who's an athlete knows the importance of having a coach. You can't train, you can't know all the subtleties of your particular sport without consulting an expert. We've been given a human body. You've heard that saying before, that this is the manual for a human body. If you have a human body, you need to consult the directions here. So, Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu. These are our benchmark foundations that will keep us on the right path. I think I have one more here. Okay. Okay. There's a conversation in the book Jaiva Dharma that was written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And there's a character in the book called Guru Babaji. And he's talking to a student who is interested in initiation, but he's not quite ready to make that leap. And Guru Babaji says, "My dear sir, my dear student, the more you resort to mundane logic for your answers in this life, the more you will subjugate your mind to material bondage. Logic is not going to do it. Instead," he says, "initiate the flow of Nam Ras. Nam Ras is our pass into the knowledge, the Divya Gyan." So, at this point, Arjuna is ready to switch. He knows he can't do it on his own. That is the profound realization that anyone has who comes to a guru. I can't do this alone. So please show me what to do. And he's, 2:7. Does anyone know that verse? Chapter 2, verse 7. It's okay. Arjuna says, "Now I'm confused about my duty and I've lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you, dear Krishna. You're my chariot driver here, but I know you're my friend, and now I know you're my teacher. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple, and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Arjuna has made that leap of faith. And the whole tone of the Bhagavad Gita, the whole rest of it, is Arjuna submissively listening to the eternal truth. And this is what happens to us when we make that leap into disciplic succession and take that initiation. So what are the qualifications? This verse, 434, gives us 3 directions of what we need to practice, what we need to cultivate in order to make the most of this relationship. The first qualification is pranipat. Pranipat, surrender to the teacher. Have some humility. It's okay that somebody knows more than you. My ego has a lot of trouble with that. See, she knows more than me. That's not fair. No, the teacher is always going to know more than you, and it's okay to admit it, and it's okay to be open and take their instruction. The next qualification is pariprashna. Honest, sincere questions. Inquiry. So we ask questions. We know when we're being sincere, or we know when we're trying to be challenging to the teacher. You want to throw that challenging attitude aside. This is such a critical matter. Going back to Godhead, meeting Krishna, becoming part of the Leela in the spiritual world. That's a huge leap. And so we need the right teacher for that. We can't challenge and say, well, I don't know what if I want to do that. Sorry, Guru. I don't wash windows. I don't do floors. No, if the Guru tells you to wash the floor, it's the best thing for you. Everything the Guru is telling you is the best thing for you, for your soul. Because this truth that the Guru speaks to us is coming from a higher place. It's coming from a higher place than what we are accustomed to. So initially it might not make sense to our minds. Why do I have to wash the floor? No, you get down and you wash the floor. And after you wash the floor, you realize, hey, everybody's doing this. Everybody's washing the floor. We're all in this human situation together. And it brings such a realization of unity and community. That's my realization. But everything that you are asked to do from the Guru is mercy. The third qualification that we have to do to connect with our Guru is have a service-mindedness, seva. And these are all listed here in the verse. So we want to serve that higher knowledge that the Guru is giving us, but we want to do it without making that knowledge serve us, without using that knowledge to give us more prominence in the community, or for people to think, oh, I'm so smart, or to earn a better living. I mean, it's great if you can earn more and use the money in service, but the motivation is different. The higher knowledge is used to nourish that relationship with Krishna, because that's really the only thing we're going to take with us when we leave. When you're there leaving, you're alone with Krishna. He's opening his arms to you, you're reaching to him. But there's no price on that. It's such a comfort. So, you don't get it through intellect. That's not the real achievement of higher knowledge. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki. What is it that we need to approach the Guru with? What is our emotion? The feeling is, I believe in you, I'm ready to work, and there's nobody else that I want to serve. There's nobody else. Because Guru is the only one who can give me this Divya Gyan, this highest value of human knowledge. And we continue for all of our lives, communing with the Guru, questioning and answer, and all of that will exercise our capacity to incorporate the knowledge and change our habits. Okay. Divya Gyan, eternal knowledge. Bhakti or service to Radha Krishna will grant me better and greater fulfillment than anything else in this world. I may not feel so much satisfaction initially, but if I stay with it, with affection and attention, gradually bhakti becomes our treasure. Because it is my treasure, I know it's that valuable. Even if I go to hell, I will carry out the orders of Gurudev. So I'm recalling that wonderful foot dust Leela of the gopis and Sri Krishna. Krishna has this amazing way of engaging everyone and bringing them all up at the same time. He's Chaturanga, which means he does one thing and he accomplishes a bunch of things at the same time. So he has this foot dust Leela. He says, oh, Narada Muni, my dear, I have a headache. It hurts so bad. It's really awful. Narada Muni, well, can I get you a Benadryl? No. He says, no, that's not going to work. There's only one cure. That is the foot dust of a pure devotee. Narada says, where am I going to get the foot dust of a devotee? Any devotee in their right mind who knows Shastra knows that you don't do such things. You don't put the dust of your feet on Krishna's head. No, Krishna says, that's okay. I know you don't believe that this is going to work out, but I want you to go and collect some foot dust. So Narada is going around the spiritual world. He's going around Braj, right? In Braj. He's asking, may I have some dust from your feet? Krishna's got a headache. I know you love Krishna. Do you want to help out? And the devotees are saying, no way. This is too much to ask. It's too costly. One after another. Finally, he says, okay, I'm going to the gopis. He asks them. They're in the middle of stringing flowers for Krishna. He says, my dear gopis, I have a request. Yes. Our Krishna, he has a problem. Krishna has a problem? Krishna has a headache. Oh my Krishna, oh my Radhe. Krishna has a headache. What can we do? Well, the remedy seems to be we need to collect some dust from your feet. The gopis drop the garlands. They take off their socks. They start collecting in bags dust from their feet. Narada says, you're doing this. There's no hesitation. How is that? We don't care. Don't you know that those who put their feet next to Krishna's head, what to speak of the dust, are going to hell? We just want Krishna to be happy, says the gopis. He is our life and soul. By nourishing Krishna, we nourish the whole world, we nourish ourselves. Of course, take the dust. There's no hesitation. Because it is my treasure, even if I go to hell, I will carry out the orders of my master. Why was it difficult for so many people to say yes to that request? Why didn't they think it through? Why were the gopis the only ones who came up with that solution? We're kind of the same way. We hesitate when the guru says, do this, do that. The reason is because we're conditioned. We're conditioned by material nature. We are fighting habits of many, many lifetimes. It's conditioning. And in those many lifetimes, we are accustomed to serving ourselves. We are accustomed to grabbing whatever we want. We are accustomed to getting angry when things don't go our way. We are accustomed to pulling as much as possible in for ourselves. We're accustomed to envy. And above all, I'm number one. I'm the best. What's in this for me? If I give the dust to Krishna, what's in it for me? I'm going to hell. No way. So we need to throw all of that aside when we're inquiring from the Guru, when we're asking mercy from the Guru. All of that has to go out the door. And now the question is, how do we find a guru? Who qualifies as a bona fide guru? Well, here in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, we have what's called Guru Parampara. Guru Parampara, it's listed in the front of the Bhagavad Gita, a whole line of teachers coming down from Lord Brahma, Krishna to Lord Brahma, all the way down through Srila Prabhupada, and finally to each of us when we take that step. We're part of that flow. That flow is a link of hearts. The Pampara is a link of hearts who are not interested in anything but serving their master. Because every devotee knows that when you serve Krishna, the whole world is covered. Yato tura mulo nischis chachena tripyati tatskanda bhuja pashaka. Canto 4, verse 31. Chapter 31, verse 14, which is, if you pour all the water on the roots, then all the limbs and the leaves will get the benefit. This is the satisfaction that you get from serving Krishna and Srimati Radharani. We know that if we give them the first prasadam, the first bite of prasadam, everyone else in the room is going to be satisfied. So it's very beautiful. An authentic guru is part of this pampara, has Vedic knowledge, is able to share the Vedic knowledge with other people, and someone who lives it themselves. Follows regulative principles, that's basic. But you can see what their attitude is. Are they grateful? Do they have Brahminical qualities like forgiveness and patience? You can see. You feel good when you're sitting with them. And also, I think the guru should, resonate. That's the word. Resonate. The guru resonates with your aspirations. Resonate with your ability to understand things. You can listen to them talk for hours and hours. It never gets tiring. That's how I found my gurus. So those are some qualifications for a guru. it's also good to consider that the guru is a flow. In Canto 11, Chapter 9, verse 31, it states, one certainly cannot get complete knowledge from only one guru. We need a collection of people to constantly be bringing us up, pulling us, setting us straight. This is so important, at least for me, because I forget from day to day, right? The default mode of the mind is to go back into these 6 passions. The Arishad Vargas, lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, delusion. So if we have someone to remind us, and the guru doesn't have to live with you to get these reminders, we can have the guru's presence through another devotee. The whole system is very elegant, isn't it? I mean, yes, we have cell phones now, we have computers, but if you have a devotee walking up to you, say, hey, you spilled that. This is really helpful. Otherwise, things are going to degrade rapidly. So, guru is more than one. Guru is everywhere. And in the land of Krishna, all are gurus, on all sides. We must see guru and pay our respects. We must try to see the teacher in every situation, every medium. Then our position is safe. Not to see the guru in every situation throughout the day is actually dangerous. Sometimes when we're seeing other people, it's not them that we're seeing. We're seeing our impressions from our mind. And maybe I had something really horrible for breakfast, and I'm feeling nausea, and I'm seeing this person and say, I don't really want to be with you today. This person is a pain. It's our mind. But if we can be reminded, if we can open our hearts and be reminded by other people, then the guru really becomes omnipresent. And finally, everyone should be respected as guru. That gives me impetus to search for Krishna. That's the litmus test. Is my friend bringing me closer to Krishna, or is my friend trying to remind me that, hey, your car is outdated, you really need to get a new one? So much nonsense pressure we're getting from society. But we can use our discrimination, and if we don't have it, Guru, Shastra, Sadhu. Check in every day, multiple times a day, not just once a day. That's how we maintain ourselves. And when you maintain yourself, you also become a presence in other people's lives. This is what our Guru wants us to do. Wherever we're working, whoever we're spending time with, we are the Guru's representative. We are bringing them the eternal goods. Such an elegant system, this Guru Parampara. So, thank you for listening so patiently. And I guess it's time for a question and answer. And I'm afraid I'm not really qualified to sit up here and do such things, but I'm fortunate I have my good friend here, and I'm gonna fall back on you, Maharaj. So, are there any comments or questions?
I have a question. Let me ask you a question first. You were explaining a lot about the spiritual master, the importance of taking a spiritual master, how to approach a spiritual master, what the qualifications are of a spiritual master. Let me ask you a simple question. How did you first meet the devotees and accept the spiritual master yourself?
Thank you. So I have to tell you that I got a book before I met the devotees.
Where was that?
That was in my home in Somerville, Massachusetts. I'd been married for a few years. My husband and I had our first child together. And I was reading some kind of nonsense magazine, and I mentioned that this magazine, you have to read so much just to get to one nugget of wisdom. This is kind of wasting my time. And he said, I have a book that I got out in Utah when I was with my friends. This book, I never understood it, but I know it's got a lot of wisdom in it. And I didn't quite understand it, but I'm going to give it to you, and maybe you can. This was Dr. Rick, my Prabhuji, my husband. Yeah. So he gave me this book. It's called The Path of Perfection. Maybe some of you have read it. It's kind of a synopsis of the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada's comments, a series of lectures on the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So I opened it up and I started reading it. And I said, wow, these are interesting principles. But they all have to do with this fellow Krishna. His name is on every page. 6, 7, 8 times his name is there. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. I was hoping you would give me a book about God. I didn't put the two together. See, that's the first time I heard his name. I was reading in that book. So, a few years later, we were playing music on the street, right, with the guitar and the open case down in the subways in Boston. We were a little low on income, so we decided to make money. And we made a few dollars. We came out of the subway, packed it all up, and as we came out of the subway, Park Street, right? Park Street, there were the devotees. There were 7 of them. They had their cymbals and their drums, and they were chanting so loudly and enthusiastically and wearing their beautiful orange dhotis. I said, wow, these guys are having so much fun. They're having so much fun in the middle of the day. Everyone else is so serious rushing by, but these guys they're partying. This is great. So that was my first encounter, meeting the devotees.
When? Like in
It's 1990, 1990, like that. 1990, like that. Yeah. So, a few months later, I attended my first Ratha Yatra in Boston. And they took that partying attitude to exponential heights. A huge cart taking up the whole street with flowers and balloons and live music blasting.
It was on Commerce Street?
Commonwealth Ave. Commonwealth Ave, yeah. They're zooming, they're going down the street, no traffic is allowed. Police escort. I said, wow, this is what spiritual life should be. So, I grew up as a Catholic. So spiritual life is being on a kneeler. All glories to the devotees of Lord Jesus. But being on a kneeler and folding your hands and bowing your head all the time. There's more to our character than this. There is celebration. There is dancing. There's music. There's loving exchanges. This is what I saw at the Ratha Yatra. I said, I want this. And that was it. I crossed that line. I took the cable pulling the cart. That's it. The rest is history.
So you first placed by Srila Prabhupada books.
Prabhupada's books. Just see. Book distribution. Brahat Mridanga, the great drum. Ki Jai. Yeah. Here I am in New York City.
Me too, actually. I read the Science of Self-Realization.
Acha. Self-realization is one of the best. So these are good. Yes, Prabhu, of course.
My question is,
Oh, sorry. We have 2 questions here. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
That was my first book, Beyond Birth and Death. That got me into it. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for that realization. I love the cover on that book especially.
okay, my question is little bit tricky question, because you are saying that disciple in succession, the Krishna to Prabhupada. So, if we follow the parampara, that's the disciple in succession, who will be next after Prabhupada? And will be one or more than one? What do you think? I cannot get answer myself. I
Yeah.
always thinking how we can go through this system, but I could not get quite a real answer.
It's a beautiful question. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes. What
There
do
are
you think?
many who have taken initiation from Srila Prabhupada, many of whom are pure devotees. I would say they are next in line. In terms of reproducing another Shaktavesh avatar, that I don't know. Shaktavesh avatar. Srila Prabhupada's Shaktavesh avatar, right? In terms of having another one arrive, that I don't know about. But anyone who has taken initiation from Srila Prabhupada or his disciples who are designated as gurus, they're all part of that lineage. They're all representing Srila Prabhupada. They may not have his Shakti.
You think that Srila Prabhupada is a Shaktavesh avatar?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because he was empowered. I mean, anybody who gets on a boat at age 79 and comes to a foreign country with a few coins in his pocket and then proceeds to open 108 temples all over the world, come on, that's not humanly possible. That's not humanly possible.
But
That he's
Shaktavesh
empowered.
avatar is
He's
saying
empowered.
like a demigod.
He's empowered.
Not like a demigod, more than
Yeah, more than demigod.
Also you can see Srila Prabhupada writing, and I
come and share the mic.
when Srila Prabhupada actually left his body, just before he left his body, he said, his devotee, his disciple, I am not in that level. When I wrote the whole scripture,
Yes.
I cannot remember anything anymore.
Yes.
And that's why Srila Prabhupada said,
flows through.
I am done. So that level was, actually he mentioned, I was in transcendental level, but I am not in anymore. So that's what Srila Prabhupada actually considered as a Shaktavesh avatar.
Yes.
Because for us, especially we always follow Srila Prabhupada by through of his Vani. So Srila Prabhupada give us Vani to follow actually devotional. Through of his Vani, we can get perfection. So that's why we have so many Shaktavesh avatar like Veshadeva, and previously we can see like others also, but Srila Prabhupada for us Shaktavesh avatar, because যদি Prabhupada না হইতো কেমনে হইতো এই জীবন বহিত কিসে. My Guru Maharaj actually wrote this bhajan, how our life will be delivered if Srila Prabhupada never came this world. So that's what my Guru Maharaj actually
Imagine where we'd be
mentioned.
if he didn't come.
Yes.
Where would we be?
That's why
This is
because of Srila Prabhupada, all we are here
unbelievable.
now.
Yes. Yes.
So why you should not consider Srila Prabhupada as a Shaktavesh avatar? Yes. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. So is that evidence enough for you? No.
I have a more, but we probably don't have time.
Okay.
Yeah, another day.
All right. That's
Another
fine.
day I'll debate it
Acha.
because we are thinking.
Keep exploring.
Prabhupada is the Shaktavesh avatar, but Srila Prabhupada never act like he is a Shaktavesh avatar. Never.
Well.
That is different statement.
So, but that thing another day we'll debate this thing.
I will gather more evidence for you, Prabhu.
Anybody else?
Thank you for your question. All right. Anyone else?
So when you were busking on the streets and you met the devotees, you started to go to the temple in Boston. Is that how you first became involved?
What happened was that I was with another group. I was practicing Kundalini Mahayoga with a Ramanan Vaishnav. And one of the disciples in this group happened to be someone who was familiar with Ratha Yatra. Was always taken aback by it and said, this is something you should not miss. And she approached me and said, if you want to know more about Krishna, you've got to go to this Ratha Yatra. See, So there, that's the guru acting through another person, telling you, this is what you need to do. So I said, okay, I got nothing to lose. I'll go to the Ratha Yatra. And wow, it was so much bigger than what I was expecting. It was profound. Every time it happens, every time there's a Ratha Yatra, it's profound. The audacity of this cart going down the street. The audacity. Krishna, Balaram, and Lady Subhadra smiling and sending out their mercy. It's just outrageous. In a world full of cynicism and horrible ads that are pulling our minds, this is what we see in Manhattan all the time. When you play Times Square at a kirtan, you're surrounded by 40-foot ads. This is misinformation that is being freely distributed. I would say systematically distributed by the demoniac forces to force people to feel insecure and be misguided. So thank goodness for Ratha Yatra. I say once a year is not enough for Fifth Avenue. What do you think, Maharaj? What do you think? This Ratha Yatra should happen more than once a year. It should happen.
Forget what the Puri Pandits say.
Yeah.
When did you take initiation?
This was 2004.
Who is your spiritual master?
He really took a chance on me. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Maharaj was excellent. Excellent.
Wasn't he?
Personally,
So, you know,
meet him like Rathayatra, New York Rathayatra.
No.
His dance was excellent.
See that? This is why. The kata is one thing, but once you see him dance, you say,
On the stage,
sold. You say, I'm sold. I'm sold.
I think 1989 or 88, 89. Is the-
People forget that the first directive that Ishwar Puri gave to Lord Chaitanya when he initiated him, the first direction was not go chant. The first direction was not read. His first direction was dance.
Also he is a very good speaker too.
Yes.
Excellent speaker.
Yes.
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 Yeah, I like him, but unfortunately, he didn't stay too long in this.
Well,
We
it-
need this kind of spiritual master.
Right.
Like South Africa, he
Yeah.
did a lot of this.
He has many of his own disciples now who are initiating gurus who travel through South Africa.
Yes.
His Holiness Vasudev Maharaj is one. There's another one, Tamadar something Maharaj. And you can imagine the kirtans that they have there. You can get a sampling of that at Gita Nagari if you want to see Lord Chaitanya dancing. Go to Gita Nagari when it's time for a kirtan. It's time for Guru Arati, and you will see
Yes.
divine dancing.